Welcome to another episode of Seaside Nomad. My name's Dave, and on today's episode, we're going to go out and we're going to put a GoPro in a lobster trap. We've already done this once this season, and I didn't get any lobsters on the video, so I knew that would happen eventually. You know, the GoPro only lasts an hour and a half or so hopefully today's the day. It's now June, and we're hoping that the lobsters are running and that we get some on the video, so let's go see if we find some. Okay, so the first lobster trap is under the water. It's going to be about 15-20 feet deep. This is off the coast of New England, and I've actually got two GoPros in this episode. So this is trap one. It's got a GoPro in it. Attached to trap one is another lobster trap, and that's going to be trap two, which also has a GoPro in it. So this is my first episode ever doing two GoPros in two different lobster traps. I did this because we went out in May and I put a GoPro in it and we just didn't catch anything on the camera. I think there might have been like one pollock that swam by, but really didn't see much. So I figured now that we're in June, I'm going to go ahead and put other GoPros in this. And I have two GoPros, so I figured that would up the odds. And we didn't catch a lot on this episode, but I did catch some stuff, which I will talk about as it comes up. So here are the first visitors to the trap. These are very small fish, little bait fish almost. I think that they may be very young cunners. They have a little bit of a look to the larger cunner fish, but these are very small, so I'm not 100% sure what they are. If you guys know what these fish are, what species I'm looking at, let me know in the comments. So trap two actually got the most action, and it wasn't that we saw a lot of lobsters. We actually saw no lobsters today in these traps, but we did find some big crabs. So these crabs are Jonah crabs. They look pretty similar to rock crabs, both of which are native to the Gulf of Maine. Jonah crabs get a little bit bigger, and their shells are a little bit different. Sometimes I can't tell the difference between a small rock crab and a small Jonah crab, but I think these are Jonah crabs, which are good eating. We don't actually keep these in this video today, but you know, some people like to eat crabs, and these type are not bad to eat. If you're wondering what we're using for bait, we have filleted redfish. So they take off the redfish fillets, you know, the fishermen, when they give them to the restaurants and stuff like that, they will fillet the redfish, and then the head, the tail, the spine, a little extra meat, all that doesn't go to waste, because then lobstermen will buy that as bait and they'll use that for traps for the lobsters. Lobsters, crabs, everything loves that redfish, you know, because it's a native species to the Gulf of Maine, and it's good meat, and it adds that scent in the water. It's oily, and that brings in the crabs and the lobsters. All right, so the trap has been down in the water for probably like 20-30 minutes or so, and it has a second crab that has showed up. I think it's another big Jonah crab, and it's brought in by that scent, and it's come in to get some food, and it's going to join the other crab. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit so you can kind of see it's a long process, and these crabs don't move wicked fast, so I'm going to speed it up to about 8 times the speed, and just watch and enjoy. It's kind of like an aquarium, so enjoy watching these crabs try to eat that redfish. So we might not have caught any lobsters in the traps that had GoPros in them. We just got those crabs, but the other traps had lobsters in them, and some of these lobsters were keepers. This is what we use. We kind of sort them out, and you measure the lobsters, and if they're a keeper lobster, you can band it, and you can take it home, and you can eat it. So here is a perfect sized lobster for eating. It's got these big claws, it's got this big thick tail, lots of meat. You can have it as a lobster roll, you can steam it, you can have it as a lobster bisque. Perfect for eating. All right, that's it for this one. There'll be more lobster trap videos to come, and like it if you liked it, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.